Hiya, welcome back to Higgs's Man Cave again. So we're looking at part 5 now of the gt550. So let me just show you around the workshop and just show you what we've been up to in the meantime. So since the last little video, a lot of people said that they couldn't see what exactly I've been doing with the electric board here. So let me just show you where it's all on. So it's all fairly neatly back together. That's the flasher unit, that's the rectifier, that's the regulator, that's the starter solenoid, and these three plugs are all the electrical connections. So that's all done. This is the battery positive lead. This is the battery positive lead that goes to the starter solenoid. Well, this is the battery positive lead which had no end on it, so I've soldered a new end on that, ready for that to go on. This is for the back lights and the indicators. This is the mud guard. That's all now fitted correctly. I've managed to put the main airbox body on, so that's all done. And the I think you remember me telling you that this wire here had been cut, but it turned out that it was long enough to function. So what I've done is just fitted 3 new male bullet terminals on that, and then fitted them into the original wiring harness, and it looks like it's all going to fit. I've also refitted the rubber bushes and the metal sleeves, so I'm now going to refit that onto the rear mudguard. Okay, let's get started with that. Right, here's the back light. The wiring fits in that sleeve. Here are the bits on there. Just need a screwdriver. Right, that should be all the bits I need. So, let's get started. Drop the screw in there. Penny washer underneath. Hold on. Boom. One. Okay, to try and keep that wire in its locating sleeve. Okay. Oh. Yeah. So that's 2. Oh, I'd like to say hi to Sean Proctor, by the way, one of my inmates at Preston Major Trauma Unit. So, hi Sean, hold and say hello. Right, that's 3. And that is 4. I think what I'm going to try and do now is, I'm talking generally, is I'm going to start videoing just little jobs rather than just having the video running for like 3 hours, which seems fairly pointless, and making very long winded videos of me not doing a lot. I'm going to try and do this so that you can actually see specific jobs getting done. So I'm going to try and do it like this. Try and make it a little bit more interesting. Yeah, because my producer, that's Peter Ormerod Scorsese, he's told me that I'm doing it all wrong. No surprise there. That's 3. And this is the last one. That's 4. And does it? Oh God, look at that. Oh, it fits. It's long enough and it fits. Beautiful. Beautiful. So that's the wiring. Done. Boom. Right, I'm back again. So, I've got a grab rail, which is very hard to find. unless you happen to have another gt550 at work that you can rob one off. So I've decided to take that off that bit on this bike. I'm also going to fit these rear plates which hold the indicators on this particular model. So that's that side, that's that side. And this should go on here. I think this goes on here first. We need to put this on here first. Yeah, that goes on there first. I'll just put that bolt in there just to get it in the right place. Just buzz this up. Right, so that's on. We'll put the other one on. Okay, now come on there. Just pull that shock off a bit. Right, that slips in there, that goes in there. Buzz gun. Buzz gun. So you can tighten the big one up. Tighten the small one up. Small one. Big one. Job done. Can't resist this now. I can't resist sticking an indicator on just to see what it looks like. Brand new indicators. There's two different types. The rear ones, although they look exactly the same, the rear ones have got the wire hanging on the outside, whereas the front ones, the wire goes through the centre. Why they wanted to do that, God only knows. And this, they put the locking washer on the inside. It's really it used to be on the outside. So I'll just put that on there. Yeah, that goes there, and this should, in theory, wind up there. Oh, look at that. I'll do it when a plane comes together. Handle Smith 18. Right. That'll do, and then 14mm spanner to nip it up. Let's try and get it straight. Somewhat like straight. Perfect. Why Suzuki couldn't just drill through there and have the wire going out the back nice and tidy, I don't know. Instead of having the wire over here and then having to have a clip on there, which they do, to hold the wire out of the way. Pretty silly. But it was 1974. This morning I'm just going to put the footrest back on. So the footrests have all been painted, got new rubbers on, polished the bolts up. So these just go back into here. In theory, my favourite tool on the job. There you go, footrests. On the other side there's two bolts in this, there's a 19mm and a 12, so I'll just put those in as well. It would help if I hadn't lost the footrest. Oh, it's in it. Duh. Right, okay. So yeah, I've also put the bolts in. Here's one we made earlier. Yep, so that's good. I've also, let me see if I can pick the camera up and show you. Okay, so that's that footrest done. Then over here we've got this footrest bolted on now. Nice new rubber. Oops, slightly bent actually, but there you go. I've also fitted the rear brake lever, the rear brake cable, and the adjuster and all that kind of stuff, and fitted the split pins that hold it all together. I also had to remove the swinging arm pivot bolt because I didn't have a washer on that side and it stuck out too far and it was hitting the brake lever when I tried to fit it. So before I've turned the video on this morning, I've whipped that pivot out and put a washer under it and put it back in again and left the washer out this side. So I've now got clearance on the brake lever there and the swinging arm pivot bolt. So that's all looking good. So I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be putting the headlamp bowl in and all the wiring, and then we'll be getting the handlebars are due to arrive today, and then I'm going to start work on the clocks. Oh, and the carburetors are all here, so I'm going to be doing that today as well. I'm going to be showing you I'm going to try and repair this as best I can. I know it sounds bizarre to try and repair that, but the inside's all perfect. So I've got a brand new needle jet that's going to go in there, and I'm going to try and build it up with petrol proof Devcon or whatever it's called, and then and take it from there. So there's a few bits and pieces that need zinking off the carburetors, which I'm going to take to Paul, and they're the tops off the rubber boot gaiters, and a few bolts and bits and pieces that obviously I missed out when I sent the zinking off originally. So I'm going to take them to Paul and get him to zinc all those for me, and then catch you later. Right, a few little goodies arrived this morning. Got my new handlebars, so I'm just going to test fit these and see how they look. Yeah, it's pretty good. That'll do. That'll do, chef. That'll do. Okay, so today we're going to try our repair on these carburetors, or this carburetor. So these two are good. This is the one with all the water damage. But what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and fit the new needle jets and the main jets and everything else. And on this one I'm going to try and fit it and then fill the gap with this Devcon. So I've got brand new components here from Steve at Motorcar, who's the top supplier for Mikuni. Always use genuine Mikuni. Rather than whatever came in the bike when you pulled it to bits, because you've no idea what it actually is. A lot of people like to drill their jets in the 70s, so even though it says the right number on it, it doesn't actually mean anything. So let's get my glasses on. So these are the brand new needle jets. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the good ones first. So I'm just going to drop that needle jet. A lot of people call them emulsion tubes, but they're not really emulsion tubes on this type of carbs. They're needle jets. It's a jet that the needle goes into, and there's the brass washer that fits on there, and there's the brand new main jet supplied by Steve at Motorcar. So that screws on there. And that's it. That's the needle jet, the washer and the main jet in place. And that's how it wants to look when it's finished. So I'll just do the other one, the other good one. The shroud has always got to point back towards the air filter, so the front is pointing to the engine, but you can't really get it wrong because there's a notch in them and they'll only go in one way. So it's probably quite a pointless piece of advice. So yep, just drop it in there. Put your finger on it so it doesn't fall down when you turn it upside down. Put your washer on. And your main jet. Now just, even though these have been vapor blasted, once they've dried out thoroughly after a few days, you still get a few remnants of the blast media in them, which is a very, very fine sand. So I've just blasted these out for ages with the airline here, just to make 100% sure there's nothing in the threads. So that's two done. So that's good. So now we come to the damage one. This is going to be the tricky one. So let's drop a new needle jet in first. Fortunately, it's all still good inside. It's not damaged inside, and you can see the bits that are missing. Now this is bad here on the pilot jet area, but inside it's perfectly fine, and the threads are still there and it's perfectly good inside, so the pilot jet shouldn't be a problem. So let's just put this washer on there now. There's nothing to hold it on, and then let's just put that in. Now I'm hoping that this might hold it into place. I'm actually having to line this up, self-center it by eye, because there's not enough left. So I'm just going to lightly screw that in first. Right. So you can see the bits that are missing. Right, let's see how good this stuff is going to be. JB weld, it's usually pretty good. I've not used this putty before. Steel reinforced putty. Now it says, remove required amount of putty. Thoroughly knead putty with fingers to form a uniform colour. Press firmly to the surface to be repaired. Okay, that's it there. It's not going to need a lot, this, is it? So I'll just get a Stanley blade. Just cut a piece of this off. Need this with your fingers, so it says, to the right colour. Right, so let's start kneading it. Yeah, there's black and grey, so as you can, as you knead it, the black and grey. It's just like mixing any epoxy resin and a hardener, I guess, but this is just putty. I don't know if you can see that, but that's all filled in. You can see what a mess it was. But if this goes as hard as they claim, and it's as petrol proof as they claim, it won't do any harm, because it doesn't matter what this looks like as long as it functions okay, and as long as the main jet is in the right place, it's the right size, it's got the right hole in the middle, and the float needle jet will fit in there, that's okay, and the float itself will fit in there. So it doesn't really matter how pockmarked this looks, as long as it functions, and the pilot jet will go back in there. So yeah, I'm happy with that, and like I say, I think the secret to doing this kind of stuff is knowing when to stop, knowing when to walk away. I think we're about there. Hi, back again. So we're going to start to put the carbs together today. So here's the carb components, all vapor blasted, and as you saw the other day, I put the new pilot jets in, and this is the one that I repaired. You can see here where I put the putty round, and this is a piece of the old putty that I used, and as you can see, it's absolutely rock hard. You can drill it, file it, all sorts. So that looks like it's a pretty good repair. I've tightened it up with the screwdriver. It's all fitted in nice and flush, and I think that's a perfectly good repair. We'll soon see when we get the bike up and running. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I think it probably will do. Right, so let's get started with all this lot. So these are the float needles, and somewhere here we have the fibre washers for each one of these. Morning, back again. So we're on with the carburetor rebuild, which we started yesterday. However, I've had a bit of a rethink overnight, and you saw me putting the needle valves in, the float needle valves in, and I wasn't happy with the original valve bodies, so I put some second-hand ones in. Thought about that overnight, thought that's not a good idea, and I've got 3 brand new ones which I had at work. So I'm going to take those out, bin them, and I'm going to put 3 brand new ones in. It just doesn't make sense not to replace them with new ones. So I'm going to do that, and I've got some pipe, and I've got all the rest of the stuff to build. So I'm going to get on with that, but I'm going to turn the radio on, so you always have to listen to the music. Okay, so that's as far as I can go with the carburetors today. What a pain they are. All these little bloody rubber connectors everywhere. And trying to get them all lined up and get them all together is a bit of a nightmare. Anyway, that's all done, but that's as far as I can go today, because these new rubber boots, they go over the end there. And when I was looking on eBay, I saw these, and there was 2 different styles. There's this style, and then there was a very short concertina style. I thought, oh, these are definitely the ones I want. So these are the ones I ordered, and they've arrived. I've since discovered that you need both. You need these ones to go on the top, and you need the small concertina ones to go there. But these had completely disintegrated on the originals when I got the bike, and they were just black sludge. They weren't even, they didn't even exist anymore. So they've obviously all gone now and all been cleaned up. But I need those as well. So I've ordered those on eBay as well. But I've got to wait a couple of days till they turn up, so I can't complete this and put these on until I've got the other boots. So I'm going to have to just shelve these carburetors for the time being, but they're basically job done. But we'll get back to those later. Okay?